I want to share a story with you. A story about transformation, mindset, and stepping into the role of being a creator. It's my journey from video game addiction to building a business, with all the ups and downs between. Back in 2017, I was brimming with creativity. I made home YouTube videos like this prank.
This is gonna be an amazing video because I get to prank Elijah.
And YouTube tutorials. The first video that I ever posted on my channel ended up getting 10,000 views. It was this video.
Yo, what is going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to teach you how to multi-box for free. So let's get right into this.
That creativity was always there, but over time, it got buried under my love for video games. I played everything from NES, Xbox 360 to PC, and gaming became more than a hobby over time. It became an escape. Life was getting harder, and video games filled the void. During my senior year, my dad recommended I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and it shattered my reality. I started reading it in school, and it completely rewired my brain. The concepts of assets versus liabilities, and how society is designed to trap us. The seed was planted. In my senior year, I broke up with my girlfriend to rip off the Band-Aid early. I thought I'd soon be going to college for computer science or psychology, but deep down, it never felt right. I was just going through the motions, following the path that society laid out for me. Thankfully, she talked some sense into me and we got back together. That's when I made the decision not to go to college. If I had, I'd be in debt right now, taking classes to qualify for a job, still dreaming of starting my own business. Sometimes, the best choices are the ones that break away from the expected. After I graduated, my dad took me on a trip to the Philippines and Thailand. It was a reality check in the best way. I experienced different cultures, met new people, and saw the world's vast diversity. It opened my eyes to the possibilities that life has to offer. I realized I needed a life that provided me with the freedom to travel, explore, and not be tied down to a 9-to-5. That trip showed me what true freedom could look like, and it's the driving force behind my goals. It wasn't just about making money. I wanted a life to explore without limits. Living for the weekend or a yearly vacation sounds like actual hell. That experience shifted my mindset completely, setting me on a new path. After traveling, I came home with a new perspective, but nothing really changed. I spent the rest of the summer hanging out with my friends and girlfriend. By the end of that summer, I moved to Austin, Texas with my parents to see what life was like there. I wanted to go monk mode and grind on my business. It turned out to be the worst period of my life. I was back working as a pharmacy tech, had no friends, and my girlfriend was 1,000 miles away. I had big plans to start a business, but I had no clue where to begin. I didn't even know what a business model was. I thought you just sold stuff. I felt lost, hopeless, and stuck in a loop of negative self-talk. I was also battling the worst gaming addiction I've ever had, waking up at 4 p.m. and going to bed at 6 a.m. I felt like a loser. Before this, I had quit video games more times than I can count. I tried to be productive by consuming business content, but loneliness always drove me back to gaming. Everyone in my social circle were gamers. The truth is, if you have big goals, you have to want them more than anything else. It's not about hustle culture, it's reality. Your goals have to be number one or they'll never happen. A few months later, my girlfriend visited me, and being with her made me realize why I was so depressed. And by the end of that weekend, I was driving back to Florida and I moved in with her in her parents' house. During that transitionary period, I fell back into gaming, was depressed, and then I enrolled in college again. I went for a day and then dropped out. I applied to probably 100 jobs, and I finally got a call back from the work from home job that I'm working now. After doing all the paperwork, I thought they ghosted me, so I took a job at a cookie factory. Then a few months later, the job that I thought ghosted me that I have now reached out and told me my background check was cleared. So I switched to the job that I have now. Working from home has always been a dream of mine, and I'm so grateful to this day for the opportunity. Everyone doubted it was possible, but I did not take no for an answer, and it paid off. During the next year, I was working from home, and I started growing mushrooms as a hobby, and I turned it into a business. It was finally the thing that I was looking for. I poured every last dollar I had into it, even borrowing money from my girlfriend for lab equipment. But I soon realized that selling locally meant self-employed. It would mean 14-hour days with no real leverage. I was good at growing mushrooms, but I completely overlooked marketing. After losing about $6,000, I dissolved the company, a tough but very valuable lesson as my first business. Meanwhile, throughout this entire time, my video game addiction continued. I justified it by saying I'm getting paid to play video games right now because I was working from home. However, working full-time with no real expenses allowed me to build an emergency fund and buy this house. Fast forward to March, Ava found out she was pregnant, and we moved out shortly after. That's when things started to shift. My gaming addiction eased. I would play browser games or Brawl Stars on mobile, and I would watch mindless YouTube content until I stumbled back into business content on YouTube within about 2 months of moving in. This would be the last time I played video games. I think it was a mix of life finally being good enough that I didn't need to escape, having the realization that my life wasn't on track for the life that I planned for the future. I ended up deleting the Discord server that I had, which had all my friends in it that were also gamers, having bills to pay, and of course having a son due in about 2 months. After getting back into business YouTube, I found a dropshipping tutorial, tried dropshipping, and realized it wasn't for me. That's when I discovered TikTok Shop and saw saw that investing in inventory and a product I could build and love, aka the medicinal mushrooms that I was growing for my first business, I didn't have to work and grow the mushrooms now, would be a more sustainable business model. My plan now is to sell on TikTok Shop and Amazon while building my personal brand on all social medias. Business and becoming a creator in general has actually changed my life. Now I'm building a business that I love and using my personal brand to share everything I'm learning along the way. Remember, the lifestyle you want is possible. If you're a creator looking to save time and get more from your content, grab my free content splitter. It takes one idea and turns it into 14 different pieces of content. Check any social media and you will see my content is being pushed daily automatically. And that teaches you how. Links in the description if that sounds helpful for you. And when you're ready, check out my next video where you can learn how to 10x your productivity with intermittent fasting. Peace.